Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Natalie Kingsley Fieldgrass. I am the founder of the Embassy.Of.Beauty and I love talking about everything skin, skincare and beauty, just general anything that is beautiful. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about something a little bit different. I'm going to talk to you about fragrance and more to the point, home fragrances. This has been something that I have been kind of obsessed with, and I have recently taken on into the Embassy.Of.Beauty the brand Trudon. Formerly known as Trudon, but they have recently rebranded and they are now called Trudon. And I know it sounds a little bit cheesy, but I'm kind of honored that I'm holding this brand just because I have been purchasing this brand personally for years, and I'm trying to make the Embassy.Of.Beauty a little bit of a reflection of what I love, what I use, artisanal products steeped in luxury but also steeped in perfection, which is difficult to find. And this, in terms of home fragrances, is the epitome to me. I absolutely adore what Trudon is all about. So let me get into a little bit about them, a little bit about how they work, and a little bit about their fragrances. So firstly, what is super, super magical about Trudon is that obviously it's a French brand from Normandy, and it is historical. It is a seriously historical brand, which I think is magical. So they started in the courts of the French royal courts, and they were the wax manufacturers for the royalty. So in my mind, it's like walking into the palaces of Versailles or the Louvre, which is now a museum, but it used to be a palace. And all of the candelabras and all of the chandeliers and everything that held a candle, that was Trudon. They were the royal manufacturers of the palaces in terms of wax. So they didn't quite make the scented, beautiful candles back then as they do now, but it's still steeped in history, and they have the royal crest, and I just love it. Also, a little bit of a in here. I also love history. This is where I go to relax, to forget about all the weird and wonderful stuff that's happening in today's society. It's my escapism, is learning and reading and watching. That's where I go to escape. So in terms of fragrance and in terms of what I believe a home fragrance is supposed to do for you, is that it is supposed to evoke feelings. It's supposed to make you feel the way that you want to feel in your home, in your private space, in your workspace, wherever it is. And personal fragrance does that as well, but it's kind of different because it's not on you, it's around you. So during the lockdown, I actually started to choose fragrances for every single different room. And I went a little bit OTT, as we all did during the lockdown. It was a little bit crazy. So I had one type of scent for my living areas, and one type of scent for my kitchen, and one type of scent for my bathroom, and obviously for my bedroom. It was also another different type of scent. I haven't got the time anymore to be making sure that everything is filled up in every single room, so that's kind of gone backwards a little bit now. But what I did learn is that fragrance really does affect me. Whether it be that I really like a fragrance and it makes me feel happier than I would do normally, or whether it makes me feel more energetic or more relaxed or more whatever, fragrances really affect my mood. And I also realized something else, which is that fragrances, it isn't just about what you like and what you don't like. It is also very much about evoking memories. So certain fragrances you think you would like, but actually you don't, because they're evoking a bad memory, and vice versa. So fragrances are super, super personal. And that isn't something that is very easy for me to translate through this screen. But I'm gonna do my best for you guys and try and really give you a little bit of an all-rounder and really try and describe these fragrances as best as I can. I'm not going to go through the whole range. What I've done is I've chosen 4 of my kind of favorite ones, not all of my favorite ones, because my tastes in fragrances has changed and evolved over the years, and that's also something that's really interesting. Before, I used to be into that fresh floral scent, so a rose, jasmine sort of scent, but with a freshness to it, so green within it, just so that it's not like powdery. I'm not an oud person, so I didn't like that powdery, deep oud sort of base to it. And now, and I'm into what I call the more sophisticated or elegant scents, or at least that's what they make me feel. They make me feel sophisticated, and maybe that's why I like them. So you can get richer ones and lighter ones, but I seem to now like more leather and tobacco based scents could have flowers within it, could have mint within it, but I love that base, that richness, that I just think it's sophisticated. Like I said, it's just deeper and maybe makes me feel like an adult. Not that I feel like a child, but it makes me feel more grown up. So I've tried to choose an array of different scents of Trudon's different fragrances to be able to describe to you which are, I believe, the most different, but no sort of extreme, because then it gets complicated. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start with, and by the way, I love all of these. So I am going to start with Balmoral. Now, Balmoral is not one of Trudon's most popular scents. It's not found everywhere. And when their English representative came and she showed me all of their different fragrances, this is one that I had never seen before, never smelt before, and I thought it was absolutely amazing, I have to tell you. And it's amazing because it's sort of across the board. It's almost like it covers everybody's likes equally, but doesn't in terms of deep, floral, a little bit sweet, and a little bit fresh. It's like all 4. So this to me is a bit of an everywhere candle. So if you go a little bit nuts like me and you're like, okay, I need a fresh scent for my kitchen, and I need a deep scent for my living room, and I need maybe a floral scent for my bedroom, and this and that and this, and you drive yourself crazy, which you probably won't, maybe that's just me. This is your answer, because this is gonna fit everywhere. So Balmoral, oh, something else that I forgot to say, which I find absolutely enchanting about this brand, is that every single scent is based on a historical figure or a historical place, event, location, whatever it is, which feeds my magical beautifulness of this brand, because that's what I find so enchanting about it. They have taken certain figures in history and certain locations, and each and every candle is inspired by those people or those locations, and again, it just adds to the poetic nature of the brand. So this one is Balmoral, and as you can imagine, yes, it is inspired by Balmoral Castle, which it was apparently Queen Elizabeth's, I don't know, we all saw The Crown, right? Well, I did. So it was Queen Elizabeth II favourite home to be in, especially during the summer. And Balmoral Castle is, as you can imagine, oh my God, as I'm talking to you, the smell of this is just infiltrating my nostrils, and it's beautiful. And Balmoral Castle is surrounded by a lot of greenery, and it's very mossy and green and fresh and cut grass, and that is what Balmoral is all about. It's like being in the fields of Scotland. But it's got a sweetness to it. So in terms of head notes, we have foliage, cut grass, and mint, which is where that fresh greenness comes from. In terms of heart notes, there is freesia and iris, which is that sweetness in it. And then in the base, we have pine wood and musk, which is that rich, and sève, which I'm not quite sure what that is. And that's what the richness is. So you have that floral, you have that freshness, that green in it. You have that base of musk and pine woods. And so you're basically covering all of your bases. And it's just beautiful. It is really absolutely stunning. And what is also amazing about this brand and about these products, and actually I think this is one of the main reasons that I fell in love with it, is because it's not like you buy a candle and then you light it a couple of times and the scent fills the room and then it stops, you know? The next few times that you light it, it doesn't really smell much. And that's what I have found with candles that I have bought, and the same with diffusers. So you first buy a diffuser, you put it in the room, and it just, the smell, the scent just envelopes everything for the first few days. And then you walk into your house one day and it's like, whoa, I can't smell a thing. I have to get real close, and then I can smell it. These don't do that. These engulf every single time, envelope you like a blanket, envelope the room like a blanket. I think it's because they use a really high amount of essential oils within the candles and within the diffusers and the sprays as well. And it really is worth it. It lasts, and that's what I love. I'm not getting disappointed. You know, a week down the road. So that is Balmoral, and you can see also the glass. They're all pretty similar apart from one of them that I'm going to show you. So they're all made out of this, mostly are made out of this green glass, which is typical for Trudon. And they have their royal crest on the front. And by the way, these are all handmade. They are all handmade in Normandy. And again, I love that. I love artisan products. I love to know that care and love has been put into the products that I am buying and that I'm spending my hard-earned money in. I just want to know that it's personalized, that people have taken time with it. And they certainly have with this one, and I love it. So that is Balmoral for you. Next, I have the fresh one. So in terms of the fresh one, I have chosen, this is a very popular scent within Trudon, and if you know Trudon, you will know this one. Woo! It is Abd El Kader. Oh wow, this is the freshest scent ever. It is the freshest scent ever. So this is mainly based on mint. It is very, very, very minty, but not in a toothpastey kind of way, in a very elegant type of way. Abd El Kader was a revolutionary, and he was a poet, and he was an artist, and he was a very multifaceted man, and he is the man who founded Algeria, and Abd El Kader is based on him, which is lovely. So in terms of the notes for Abd El Kader, on the head we have blackcurrant, lemon, clove, ginger, mint and apple, but trust me, the mint comes through. In the heart we have jasmine, and in the base we have vanilla, but don't get it twisted, this scent is not sweet. I think they have added the vanilla to cut the fresh mint, to cut it so that it doesn't smell like, I keep wanting to say dentifrice, like toothpaste. So it's fresh, but it's warm at the same time. And that's what makes it so special. And that's why, I mean, whenever I have to buy a gift for somebody, and I'm not 100% sure of what kind of scent, and I haven't been to their home, I'm not quite sure what kind of scent they love, I always go for Abd El Kader. I'm not joking, I have been a fan of this brand for ages. Because everybody loves it. No one doesn't like Abd El Kader unless you really hate mint. In this case, do not go for Abd El Kader. If you do like mint, and you do like that fresh smell, kind of minty, grapefruity, sort of that freshness, which I think is fantastic for the kitchen, go for Abd El Kader. It is brilliant, and it's brilliant as a gift. Next, we have my favorite category, and such a mess. And this one is called Ernesto. This is in my house everywhere. I'm really surprised I can still smell it. I would have thought I'd become immune to it by now. Oh, but I absolutely adore it. So this is that leather, smoky, tobacco sort of scent, fragrance. And it is based on, so Ernesto is Che Guevara, the revolutionary of Cuba, and he used to be known for, obviously at that time there was a revolution in Cuba, and they smoked a lot of cigars, and there was a lot of gunpowder in the air, and you know, they were fighting a lot. So it has that within it. It's very elegant, it's very sophisticated. It is, oh, you either put it in a library maybe. I mean, I put it in my front room, my bedroom, I put it everywhere. This is everywhere in my house. In terms of notes for Ernesto, there is the head notes of bergamot, grapefruit, and rum. The grapefruit is in there again to cut a little bit of that like intensity and to lighten it up a little bit. So it's not like rich, rich, rich or deep, deep, deep. It's deep, but it's not like, I don't know how to say it. This is so hard to explain to you guys what smell smells like. And then you have rum in it, and the rum is the sweet but still rich sort of scent. In terms of the heart notes, you have oak wood, clove, labdanum, and patchouli. And then in the base, you have tobacco, amber, leather, and moss. And the base notes within this particular scent is really what you can smell and what really envelopes the room. But it's cut with all of these other things. But in my mind, I can smell the tobacco, a little bit of amber, because I usually don't love amber, the leather, and the earthiness of the moss. Oh, I would drink it, I would eat it, I would bathe in it. If I could smell like this, I would do it. I mean, honestly, Ernesto is my dream. And then lastly, oh, this is a part of history I adore, and the story behind this one is magical. This is their newest candle, their newest scent. So you can also get these in diffusers, and in most of them you can get in sprays. Some of them you can't. You can't get Balmoral in the spray. But this you can get in all formats. And this is Tuileries. And it's pink. It's pinky pink. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. This is very feminine. Sorry, not being super duper woke, but this is super feminine. Would not buy this for your husband or your boyfriend. Wouldn't go there. But the story behind this is beautiful. So this is their newest cat scent, as fragrance, as I said, and it is based on the Jardin des Tuileries and Marie Antoinette. So when she was, obviously when they took the family, this is at the end, towards the end of the reign, they took the family and they put the royal family in prison. And Marie Antoinette supposedly had a lover. As many royals did at the time. Marriages were alliances as opposed to romantic weddings. And this candle is in honor of the letters that were found between her and her lover that she was writing to and reading from while she was incarcerated. And it's a bittersweet sort of story, but it is based on the Jardin des Tuileries. She liked to garden, she liked to be outside. I remember that when I was a child, my favorite part of Versailles was always to go to the Ménagerie. And it was where the king had recreated this sort of mini farm for Marie Antoinette, and there were like sheep and goats and chickens, and there was a mill, and it just looked like it was like he must have loved her, he must have cared for her. I mean, who builds a farm for the person you love. Do you know what I mean? You must have felt something. So Marie Antoinette will always hold something very, very special in my heart. She's a very, very important person in French history and also in French culture. And this particular candle, in terms of its notes, holds head notes of pink berry, blackcurrant, and mandarin. So very fresh but fruity. Heart notes of white flowers, raspberry, geranium, and rose. And then the base notes of musk, patchouli, sandalwood, and vanilla. But when you are smelling this particular scent, you will smell the rose. You will smell the rose, and everything else cuts into it. Like the grapefruit will make it a tiny bit fresher, and the patchouli will make it a tiny bit deeper, and so on and so forth. But they have handcrafted these fragrances to absolute excellence, in my opinion. And this, yes, I would say, again, without wanting to sound unwoke, this would be for a female bedroom, or for a bedroom of a married couple where, let's just be honest, as women, we kind of usually have the say in what goes in the bedroom in terms of scents and colours and design. So bedroom scent. Oh, it's beautiful. I hope that you guys I hope I've given you a pretty good idea of what the brand is about and what each of these scents smell like. Very difficult to do, through a screen, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you don't know Trudon yet, give it a go. And in fact, we are doing samples, which are they're these wax figures that you're supposed to use in the promeneuse within their range, but we're giving them out as samples. So if you want to try the scent without purchasing a full product, order your usual stuff and then order the sample of the scent so that you can smell it. You can even put it in your handbag. Leave it in the box though, because it is wax, it will melt. You don't want to be ruining your handbags. So do that and see how you feel about it. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.